Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jewel Talk Tuesday. Today, I would like to talk about singleness is not a sin. This is a very huge conversation and it is very interesting. I've had just little conversations with some people, and it's just like something that needs to be talked about and addressed. And of course, I'm not going to be able to talk about everything in 10 minutes. But being single is not end all be all. Being single is not a death sentence. Being single is not something that, that's shunned about. We cannot allow society to make us feel like something is wrong with us because we're not in a relationship. We're not with somebody, or every time they see us, we're single. Something must be wrong with us. We're high maintenance, or we must be mean, or something like that. We can't allow them to identify and judge us for who we are. Yes, I understand. I know a lot of beautiful women got their stuff together, smart, intelligent, nice, kind, and all that. And so when you look at them, you be like, why ain't nobody trying to holler at her? Or why nobody has approached her? And that part right there goes to the man. That's him. He has to get himself together to be able to approach a woman of intelligence, a woman that got herself together, and knowing that you just can't come any kind of way. We know that sometimes people are not in a position or in a place that they want to be, but you have the potential to do that, and your conversation and your actions meets to where you're going, and you're just not talking. Anybody can talk a good game, but it has to be action behind it. So when we say that we are single, we're single, and men say they're single, it may mean a different thing. They may have friends with benefits, friends they're chilling with, or whatever. So most importantly, when we talk about being single, identify what single means to you, because you have people that are single by choice. Because let's be honest, these beautiful women out here got their stuff together. They can walk right out the door and get a man if they wanted a man. But is that quality, substance, is that man gonna be what they need in their life? So they take choice and say, I'm just gonna wait and I'm gonna be single. Then you have those that are healing. Healing is a huge thing, because you need to heal from old hurts, and you got to understand what relationship is, and what your part is, and what their part is, and you have to get an understanding of that. And then you have single people that are single and they're practicing abstinence, and that is challenging, especially if you are a woman that is not a virgin. You've been touched. You know how it feels and all that kind of stuff. So that can be challenging too, and you have to have that mindset that just because my flesh is a little heated this month, don't mean I have to go out here and sleep with somebody that's not going to be really for me. They're just temporary. So you got to figure out, are you going to be single practicing abstinence, or you could be single sleeping with people. That's very dangerous, because when you add sex into it, it dilutes things, and you can be good with the sex and everything else is horrible. Um, Sex is something that you're going to continuously want. You can't just eat one chocolate chip cookie. You just can't eat one brownie. You're going to want another one. You just can't eat one Lay's potato chip. You're going to want it more and more. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation that you are connected with somebody that is not there for you when you really need them, and it's only a sexual thing. Um, but you have different people. Everybody has a different tolerance level. Everybody has a different maturity level. So once you understand what your singleness means, and what phase you are in your singleness, or you can be single waiting for the right one to come along. Long as you identify what kind of single person you want to be, that's what you do. But singleness is something that is a blessing, it's a covering. I think it's amazing how God has covered me in my singleness, so I don't have to deal with some of the things. Oh my God, it's some horror stories out there. I'm telling, when people get to telling me, like, man, this dude right here, and I'm just like, Lord, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. And I'll be like, girl, I'm gonna pray for you. We can work together. What do you need? Because you don't know what somebody else deals with behind closed doors. You don't know what kind of monster they are with, and for namesake, or for the sake of argument, a woman puts up with a lot of stuff and you don't know what she has to deal with. So don't compare yourself with somebody else. I mean, you can be the bridesmaids to so many weddings and you be like, I'm always the bridesmaid and not the bride. That could be true. That could be true, but don't look at it as, it's never going to happen for you. Be happy for the people that it's happening for, and you keep believing that it will happen for you. Um, you don't want to have no idea of what you want being single. You want to have your list. You want to be open. You want to be able to say, yes, I date, and you want to have your standards and stuff like that, because it's more than just sitting there, somebody buying you a meal, you going Dutch or whatever, and you sitting across from somebody that you already know. You already know. I mean, like, really, you already know that they're not ready. And the guys usually ask women, okay, what kind of man are you looking for? And that's one, I hate asking a question with a question, but when I hear that, I be like, so what do you have to offer as a man? What do you have to offer? This question is like one of the questions that guys ask, and women ask it too, but it's like, what do you have to offer? What do you consider a good man? You know what I'm saying? How about you start off with that? What do you think a good man is? We don't want to tell everything at first, because people can transform into what you say you're looking for depending on what their motive is. So stand strong in your singleness. If you're single and this is a part of life, you've been single for one day, 10 years, whatever, stand firm in your singleness, because God is the only one that can fix us. We may think we're ready, we may think we're healed, we may think we're delivered from all that, but He knows. Some of us cannot take another heartbreak. It will break us mentally. You know what I'm saying? So God covers us by keeping us away from toxic things, things that is not good for us in our life. So don't be so caught up in trying to, force a relationship or force something that is not for you. Allow God to guide you. We trust God about jobs, cars, houses, places to move, cities to move. Why can't we trust God on this? God will be what you would have Him to be. If we consult God about, God, should I take this job? If someone comes in your life and you ask God, is this the person for me? Is this person good or bad? Do you not think He'll answer it? He don't tell us, yes, you marry this one, or, give us a specific name or something, but God is what you would have Him to be. We don't know what God would tell somebody. They didn't tell people in the Bible who to marry, but the situations were set up when um, Rachel was at the well. It was set up that way, purpose. It was purpose. It was set up. Now it was up to them to say, yes, I'll marry you, da 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 da. But it's set in the way that that God is moving in that direction. God knows your heart. God knows the love that you want to share and that you want to give. So He's not going to allow you to have all this love inside of you and not able to share it. But in the meanwhile, He will bless you and give you favor in areas that will make you happy, and you have to love yourself. In order to love someone, you have to love yourself. How are you going to love somebody and you don't even love yourself? That's the worst kind of relationship to get caught up in, when a person don't love themselves. They don't care. They just all over the place. You don't want that. You don't want to connect yourself. And being single, you have to ask yourself, do I want to be a single person waiting in peace, that I can go to sleep in peace? Or do I want to be in a relationship that is toxic? It's not what I want. I got to figure out how to get out of it. You got to weigh the good with the bad, because being human, it takes work. And people that come together for relationship, it takes work, and both parties have to be willing to work. Both parties have to be willing to sacrifice. And I know some of us single women are saying, I have got my master's, PhD, bachelor's, associates, and all this degree in singleness. You want to have someone in your life. And I pray that God sends that special someone in your life. And I pray that you don't give up hope and you don't stop carrying yourself well and continue to fixing yourself and living on purpose because that thing hasn't came yet. Don't be so focused on that. I was like that at one time. I was just focused. That's all I wanted. I didn't want nothing else. Don't give me nothing else. I wanted a relationship. And my Aunt Francine told me, she said, baby, just live. Just live, baby. She said that. And at that time, I was not mature enough to receive it because I was looking at her. I'm like, listen, didn't I just say, I felt like she wasn't listening to me, but she was listening to me, but she was trying to reach the mature me, which I was not because I couldn't receive it because I was not mature enough to see it. So I'm speaking to that mature you. Walk in your singleness with pride. Hold your head up. Be a fabulous woman, a phenomenal woman, and live your life on purpose the way God has intended it for it to be. Don't allow society to make you feel like something is wrong with you because you choose to have a standard. You don't want to have, this outrageous standard, but you want to have a standard. If you go buy a car, you have a standard about what you want, what the cost is, and all this. We have a standard for everything, but then when it comes down to relationships and what we want, we just throw it out the door. Have a standard. Guys need to pull up and do better. Women need to pull up and do better. So as you go through this week, and I know I probably have to do a part two, but as you go through this week, and if you are that woman that is single, you get up every day and tell yourself that you're beautiful. Don't be just let your head swell up because a man come by and tell you cute. You already know that. They need to come with some better game. They need to come interested. You really interested in me? How much time are you going to spend in trying to get to know me? How much effort are you going to put into it? And you make him work for it. If you are that girl, if you are that wifey material, or if you want that good relationship, he has to work for it. And if he don't, that is not the one for you. You're not talking to that audience of men. That's not for you. And you know what you want. You know what you want. Nobody else can do that for you. A friend can't be like, well, girl, you should just date this one or you date. She don't really know what you want. She don't have to deal with things that you would have to deal with if you were shut up in the house with this dude. So make sure you live with the strength that God has given you and think about the actions that you're taking in being single. Being single is not as bad as it may look. You have the freedom, you have the joys to hook up with other sisters. I even have married friends, girlfriends, and it just continues to show me, oh my God, God is working in their relationship and I can have that too. Continue to keep in your mind the things that you want, the things that you can have, and trust God to do just that. As you go through this week, strengthen yourself in your singleness and watch God do what he has to do in your life. And don't be defined by what somebody else think about you. Know who you are, love you, and I will see you next time on Jewel Talk Tuesday. Bye.